Welcome back, Nature's fans. Chris Suing with Nature's Recreations, Aquascape Artist of the Year. We are back out in Ladue, Missouri for another project showcase. So this feature was specifically designed with the architecture of the home in mind, as well as the homeowner's need and desire. Try to provide a natural water source for the wildlife in the area. The turkey that are just in front of me here and the deer that highly populate this area absolutely love this feature. She specifically wanted us to make it to a point where they have places to interact and enjoy this feature, to be able to drink and just relax by the sound of the water. Check this out. So part of this feature is this awesome floating staircase and this deck, all made from Brazilian hardwood called ipê. This boardwalk actually is a bridge from platform to platform where the deck is there. And what we did was we created this dual source water feature to all culminate in one big basin. So we've got our biofalls up there, we've got the waterfall cascading down through here, and I wanted to get more water moving, but because of the drainage through this area, we had to locate things in certain areas. So we've got some drain boxes here, we've got another one over here, because this used to be a low spot in the yard and had tons of erosion issues, water pooling, mud culminating. So we had to add some drainage boxes here to divert that. But I took the opportunity, because I knew that this bridge was coming in here, to say, let's put a water source right underneath this that just is like a spring that wells up and flows through, and then everything culminates into that basin that actually looks like it disappears into the ground and then continues on into nature out there in the wooded zone. This feature is truly spectacular. Check out how many tons of these massive weathered limestone boulders that are just tucked perfectly into this landscape. These floating stairs tie right into those terraces. Everything is specifically, intentionally focused right out this door. These huge, big picture windows off the back of the house. I don't know if you can see that atrium roof coming down on that ridge line, lets all that natural light in, but from inside, you can see every aspect of this right out back here. And that was the goal when we designed this. We wanted the homeowner to be able to see it from the kitchen windows, this observatory upper deck here, this family room, which is spectacularly tied very intricately right to the natural landscape, and all these little lawn spreaders in between bring everything together. I just love how that water comes out from behind that boulder grouping there, cascades down. You don't see the origination point. We were able to hide the drain swale that we had to put in back there with the beautiful grasses that the landscapers put in, so you don't see that slight little buildup there to address all of this drainage. But a along with that, we added these cool elevated ledge rock steppers. They're actually 6 to 8 inch thick stones that we would use normally in water features, but also steps. But what I did was I purposely held them up above the grade, so you can see they're actually elevated off the ground. And then I said, let's let this be where the water rolls. Instead of having that water and that moisture coming up on top of your steppers and covering it with mulch, we have this elevated pathway in the same pattern that we would do any kind of flagstone, but we're now letting this creeping mazes and all these ground covers infiltrate in this area and absorb that moisture that wants to flow through here. So now we let that water go where we intend it. This leads right to this other entrance of the deck where we did actually put some big ledge steps, keeping the theme of the same material so that you have egress on both sides, either off the deck there or coming here. And then we extended these guys right along the edge of the path just to lead out into the lawn, so you have that idea that you can walk over. The homeowner actually just told me that she just purchased the adjacent property and she's going to want to be doing some more features and natural water and landscaping over there. So I'm super excited to see that opportunity. But I tell you, this setting is just spectacular. I love how we took this problematic hillside and made it feel just like a natural Missouri woodland area. These boulders, some of these things were 3 tons plus. They make the framework for this feature. And I tell you, they really tie this water feature into the landscape. If we didn't have all of the supporting stonework, we would not have such a natural looking feature. And I just love how that stone has that nice curve. That ledge piece walks down into the water there. There's actually a nice little bird bath on that stone as well. So that is getting highly used by all kinds of wildlife. This crossing area was added in the construction phase with the intent that somebody that would want to come across these steppers could cross over and walk through the landscape to get out into the lawn if they wanted to, versus going all the way out and around. But what I really love is how this ledge is nice and cupped out, and it looks like the water just eroded that little pocket there. And this guy too, check out how neat this one is. There's one lower shelf that's just barely under the water. We intentionally set that elevation to do just that, to make it look like the water eroded that, and this cap stayed dry and provides that crossing. So right here you can cross over. And then we added this cool little seating bench here, just as kind of an afterthought to function as an outcropping, but also as a destination. There's so many cool places to sit out here, but I tell you, this is one of my favorites. You can totally sit here, have a nice cup of coffee, gather your thoughts, just relax in nature, and you're away from the rest of the property. But this is such a cool spot to sit. I love how we incorporated the flow of the landscape to work into this area. Right here is that bench stone, and then we've got all these other big supporting outcroppings. So here we've got this split in the waterfall. I love how it comes out from behind this big stone. We've completely hidden our origination point to make it look like a spring is just welled up. It comes up to this pooling area, then it culminates and rolls down through here. We've got this splitting rock which divides the water and sends some of it over here. This is all one big stone that formed these 2 waterfalls. There's this one little hidden fall on this far side, which I love because this is really only viewed from up above or when you're coming down those steps. Some people get annoyed when they can't see the whole feature all at once, but I love creating these little secret falls because it creates the desire for people to explore and interact with the space. So check out how that biofalls looks. That's just amazing how we've covered that up. Big piece of ledge over the top of that. Water just flows right out of that, just like a natural spring. And then it moves through this waterway, through these cool rapid sections and pooling areas until it dumps right down into the basin. So we're calling this a dual source 40-foot pondless waterfall because we've got two different origination points. One is underneath the deck there and the bridge crossing. That's about a 15-foot stream. Very, very little movement there, a little less of a pump, not really much elevation change, just enough to get that water to babble through there like a brook. And then we've got another 25, probably 30-foot section of stream and falls that is the main one facing the house. So in total, we had to build a basin that was at least capable of supporting a 40 to 50-foot reservoir. So this is actually massive underneath here. All of the aqua blocks are contained. We got our pump vault over here in the corner, but this thing is just perfect for this setting. I couldn't ask for a better atmosphere and place to be able to create this. The landscape supports everything, but the grade that we had to work with is what made this feature what it is. What did you guys think about that one? That is a cool waterfall, if I have to say so myself. I love being able to work with these awesome boulders and this amazing setting where we have nature all around us. It makes my job so much easier, but I'd like to think that we make the space look so much nicer. Do me a favor, guys, if you like the content that you're seeing here today, drop me a comment down below in the comment section. Like, share, and absolutely subscribe to our channel. We are putting out all kinds of amazing content just like this. This one is a post-build, what we're calling a project showcase, because we didn't get footage of it, unfortunately, when we were building it. But I tell you, the final footage is just as cool. Until next time, this is Chris with Nature's Recreations, wishing you guys an amazing day.